At another video, I was saying that I try to live in the Zen path, and in this path, I've encountered some interesting understandings of reality. And one of those understandings is that in actions, the results doesn't matter. I've talked about this before, but I want to come back to this because I was talking to a family member of mine some time ago about this, and that came to the conversation and how powerful that is. Because we live in a society that values results, values goals, values an image of conquest and achievement. And in Eastern philosophies, there is this completely opposite approach. That is, in Eastern philosophies, what really matters is the action itself. And in some cases, the intention behind those actions. That is, where is the heart at when the action is being done? That is interesting to think about, my friends, because it goes completely against the logic of society. Because each and every one of us can think about that and understand a little bit more about how things work. Each and every person. There is no limitation. That is, for example, if we think about what we do, not in terms of what will come of those actions, but how we are in the act of performing them, how aware we are of those actions, of that process. Of course, since culture indoctrinated us in thinking about results and goals, it is a little bit hard to put that type of philosophy in our daily lives. But that's the tricky thing, my friends, because it's actually very simple. But it's so simple that becomes complex. For example, in yoga, we have that same idea. To perform actions, to be an agent, but just for the sake of the action itself. For the sake of being aware of complete consciousness of the deed. That is, for example, in yoga, we have this group of practices, and one of those practices is dhyana, which means sitting meditation. And when we are doing that, that's a good example of non-action, of an action that is driven not by a search for results, but just for the desire to be present, and that's it. But of course, it also has a general interpretation, a wrong one, but a general interpretation that through meditation you can achieve higher states of consciousness, you can free yourself from the boundaries of this material world. But the thing is that, my friends, even if those are results of the practice of meditation, that is not the reason why meditation should be performed. But just for the sake of being present, of being here at the now, completely. Regardless of the constant talk of the mind, or attachments, or sufferings, and all that. Regardless of pain and everything, just for the sake of being with everything that is happening at the same time. Because that's what the world is about, the universe is about. Everything is happening right now, and everything is happening at the same time, and everything is happening together. Separateness is just an illusion. For example, science is built on separateness. I love science. I follow science. I believe in science because it's a path of concrete results through the examination of reality. and its aspects, to understand it further. But it is also a process of separating, of discerning facts to understand, you know. And even so, we can see through science that everything is connected. I've said that before, but I will come back to that often, because that's the idea that we need to understand, because that's the greatest illusion of our reality. You know what I mean? Another example would be in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is talking to Arjuna, and Arjuna got to a point that he doesn't want to kill anyone in the battlefield, because those persons are his fellows, are his cousins, grandfathers, his family. And Krishna reminds him of the great picture of the universe and his role on that process. You know, that he needs to stop identifying himself with these identity fictions, with things, with people, with feelings, and open his mind and his consciousness to the whole picture of the universe and how everything flows. It's interesting, my friends. And in Lao Tzu, in the Tao Te Ching, says the same thing. He says, do your job and step back. And that's it. You have to completely leave it. Do it the best way you can and then leave it. That's the message, my friends. And I probably will come back to this topic again as a reminder for all of us. But I leave this message today. How we can perform actions in the best way that we can. And then I think about this. Are really results important? Are really the results the aim, the greater aspect of an action? Let us all think about that, because the action itself is a cycle, and the cycle is how the universe works. After all, everything is Mandala.